In this session, I'll be demonstrating how an administrator customizes their console's appearance in XSpectra. I'll be showing an administrator selecting the Smart Guides tasks, selecting the Get Started task, choosing the Tenant Settings link, configuring the tenant settings, and submitting the changes. To begin, an administrator would log into their XSpectra user console with their username and password. Upon landing on the page, the administrator would select on the Smart Guides tasks and select Get Started. Here an administrator is presented with all available Smart Guides. So to perform a customization on the console's appearance, we scroll down to Tenant Settings and click into this guide. The administrator is then presented with the Tenant Settings page. On this page, the Tenant Administrator is able to change the title of the tenant, update the logo of the tenant to their organization, which would then be presented to them in the upper left-hand corner. In addition to the logo, the link associated to the logo can also be updated on this page as well. Further down on the page, we can see the Contact Us, Privacy Policy, and About Us links can also be updated to reflect your organization. And finally, the last sections involve the tenant domain. What the tenant domain is a specific domain that is tied to your tenant, such as xspectra.com. This is used for self-service registration with domain validation, meaning if a user tried to create their own account, the associated email address where the temporary password and the username would be sent would have to match the domain of the tenant. So if they did not have an xspectra.com email address, then the account would not be able to be created in XSpectra. And finally, the administrator email. An administrator's email can be entered for notifications from XSpectra. By clicking Submit, these changes will be carried out by XSpectra and will be presented to the end users. To review what I've demonstrated, I've shown an administrator selected the Smart Guides tasks, selected the Get Started task, chose the Tenant Settings link, configured the tenant settings, and submitted the changes. And that is how an administrator customizes their console's appearance in XSpectra.